The 18th, I think it is. Councillor Downard will be as the deputy and will fill my shoes for anything it needs doing. So you're now getting another addendum handed around. Taupo Airport Authority meeting. I hope you can get a quorum. August 15th. I'm not back till the 18th.
We'll check beforehand.
Community Board 14th. Emergency Management Committee 20th. EGLT Board interviews Tuesday the 21st of August. How are your diaries for that? Ms McLeod, just on that matter, those interviews would be held in confidence, wouldn't they?
Yes, we have done that in the past. I think it's important before that people are given that opportunity to.
Is there any possibility of co-opting any local? No. Okay. What about this external advisor that we've paid for?
Well, you've engaged Michelle Caldwell to do that, and unfortunately she cannot be available for the interviews, but she'll be there for the shortlisting.
She's not there for the 20 which?
For the 21st, but I believe that you have enough experience around the table to be able to make those decisions, given the advice that you'll have received previously.
So she's not available for the 21st?
No.
She's just going to help with the shortlisting, okay.
Yes.
In discussion with the DGLT board, they wanted Michelle to help us with the shortlisting, but she wasn't going to be involved with the interview.
Okay, that's as clear.
Our get-together is scheduled for the 21st as well.
What is?
Mr. Chairman, our get-together, council get-together, so can we make another date for that? Was that correct?
Midterm review too, or something, Mike? That was.
No, that's on the 27th. That's the Monday. After that should really be put in here as well, because that's an important day.
Wasn't it?
Midterm review.
Review's missing off here.
That's on the 27th of August, 8:30 to 5 out at the Acacia Bay Hall.
Now these are just the advertised meetings.
Oh, right. Okay.
Now, and one other matter that I probably need to raise too is the request for a meeting with regard to flood and erosion control, where we'd penciled in a potential booking for the morning of the 28th of August, but I think there's some desire to move that forward. Given that people are away, I'm wondering whether we can squeeze that in on the 23rd as well. Ah, 21st, beg your pardon.
23rd.
21st.
There's also further discussion about a workshop for the health.
Yeah, but we have to write. We just asked you to write to the CEO and get a time, so he doesn't even start for 3 weeks. Yeah. Open public workshop, grey power to be advised, and make sure those 2 doctors are here for a presentation about that. Councillor Hickling?
Yeah, while I appreciate these are dates that are advertised, and is there any reason why perhaps further down on this particular sheet we can't just have a list of either workshops or
Their engagements?
Yeah, please.
I'm sure that would be possible, yeah.
Just to keep us, because it's good to have all those together. Yeah.
Okay, point taken. So, being nothing more, Mighty River Power have applied to do a presentation at the Auckland Council, Auckland, Len Brown on your brain, at the August Council meeting, and has been received, and it's up to us to approve it or not. Now, what this is all about is that I came to you last month and I asked you for approval for the Friends of Lake Taupo, known as FLT, to do a presentation about where they're heading to with regards to the opportunity for reviews of consents, etc. I was contacted by Leroy, Leach, thank you, mate. Leroy Leach, and he said, Mr. Mayor, in the interest of fairness, etc., we should be allowed to do a presentation too. And I said, well, I've got no problem with that. I'll run it past my councillors. So, so that would be 2 presentations at the August meeting, and I would, They could run a little bit over because it is a big issue, and I'm not too worried as chair about that, but I'm thinking a half an hour each at your August meeting. So if you're all in agreement, that will be approved. Next to that is Conference and Professional Development. Now, Councillor Henderson's applied to go to the EDS National Conference and Institute Public...
He's withdrawn.
But he's withdrawn one of them. Which one is he? Sent an email in this morning. He wants to withdraw his attendance to the EDS one. So if we just scrub that, that's number 1. And number 2 I put to the floor for your consideration. He wants to go to the Institute of Public Administration, work out rethinking local government, a very small fee of $50 plus travel. Approved? That's approved. So, I'm sorry?
Is anybody else going?
What are you pointing? What's all this go? Huh?
Gary's going.
Are you going to go?
Is anybody else going?
Webcam? Councillor Downard?
Yeah, I mean, even though Councillor Kirk isn't here today, and she brought up that I know that he's pulled out of the one that's the most expensive, and I don't mind supporting him going to the second one of $50 plus travel. Where's he going? Kaipro, so it's not that far. But Councillor Kirk's concerns was that, Councillor Henderson hasn't been turning up to many council meetings, and is there justification to support him to go on these conferences when he's hasn't turned up to many council meetings? And I'd have to say I'd have to support her in that. So I do support the second one because it is only a small cost, but I think he really needs to turn up to some full council meetings to justify to go away on some of these conferences.
So that was just a point you're relaying on behalf of Councillor Kirk?
Well, since he's pulled out of the first one, the first one was quite a big expense, and I would have voted against that, but I just feel as though I need to touch on that.
Okay, so on behalf of Councillor Kirk, and you concur with Councillor Kirk, yep. Do you want your comments minuted?
Yes, I have my comments minuted.
Thank you. What else do we have to do under this agenda item, or any further comments?
Can I just go back to the workshop we've suggested on flood and erosion control? I'm not sure whether we...
Yep.
And
who do you have to have this workshop with, just staff or EW?
With staff, and in fact it should be a closed workshop because there may be matters of legal privilege that are discussed there.
Can we do it in 2 parts? Can we do it in open and a closed when we need to discuss the legal parts? Because you know what my feelings are to closed workshop, if necessary. Flood and erosion strategy affects a lot of people around this lake.
Yes, I mean that is very broad. I guess what we'll be discussing will be some fairly narrow topics, which are largely matters that potentially could be legal. Yeah.
Okay, have you got a date? Did you just say?
Well, I suggested that you might like to tag it on the 21st, given the number of people who will be away during the earlier part of the month.
23rd is Mangakino Pouakani representative.
Sorry, 21st.
First.
Same day as the special meeting to do the interviews for Great Lake Taupo.
We've got the board meetings on 21st down from 9 a.m. to 5. So what do you want to start at 6 in the morning or something?
Well, we're hoping to be able to crib some time from those interviews, from that time. I mean, we are speculating at the moment how long that will take. We've probably been generous.
Well, Ms. McCann, let's just here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. It should be no more than 20 minutes. It should be no more than 20 minutes per interview per person, and I don't see why we should have a short list that's got any more than 6 names on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have 6 20-minute periods, we're talking about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So let's do SPO Destination Great Lake Taupo interviews Tuesday 21st of August 9 a.m. till midday 12, end of story, and lunch 12:30 to how long do you need for this the flood one?